Hi, Anna. How's it going? Thank you so much for agreeing to be on our space today.
Thank you very much, Matthew. It's my pleasure to attend your to the space. Is my voice
Perfect.
okay?
Oh, I can hear you perfectly. You've
Awesome.
got quite the mic. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you? How is everything? New Year, how is the New Year treating you?
Oh, it's good. It's good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of just relaxed,
Hmm.
yesterday, and I'm sort of back to the grind today. But I'm always happy to be back to the grind. I don't like to not do much. Every once in a while, it's nice to have a lazy day, but I want like one or two of those a month, not all the time, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I think
Uh,
it makes sense to have one or two cozy days, and just relax. And I think today is a recovering day as well. Everyone is just trying to get back, yeah, to the new year.
yes, a slow transition. Then how was your New Year's Eve?
Well, yeah, I was in Dubai. I was near Burj Khalifa area. Yeah, so I saw the fireworks. It's great.
Oh,
It's my first year in Dubai to spend my New Year. Yeah.
I
So
saw the video. That's amazing that you got to see it live.
right, yeah, yeah. But there are like even though there are lots of people there, but you can share the joy with them together. So that's kind of amazing. Yeah.
Perfect,
Oh.
perfect.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm super jealous. Hopefully, I get to experience that one day. It's on my bucket list.
Great, that's gonna be the 2025's resolution, and hopefully we can, just be in one of those address and in the 55 floor, for example, and then we can watch the fireworks together.
Oh, perfect,
Yeah,
perfect, perfect.
yeah.
Great. It's now 2:01, so we got things started. I'm super happy to have Anna as our guest from CoinCatch, a new exchange. Thank you so much for joining. It's a new year. I hope everyone had a fantastic New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And I hope there's, no longer in the recovery phase. But I know many of you probably still, have a day off and are relaxing with families. So I really appreciate that you've come out to take the time out of your day to join this space. As I mentioned, I'm with Anna with CoinCatch. Before we go into like the specific questions I have for you, do you mind just giving me like an introduction of what CoinCatch is and what you think, why you think you're different than the other exchanges?
Okay, thank you, Matthew. First of all, really thank you for this Twitter space. Like I think CoinCatch, especially for North American markets, they don't really know us, but actually we do have whale traders already from that area. I mean, like those very popular area for trading, for sure. Just for us, like we are a centralized exchange. We are now ranking top 10 according to the trading volume. We have been in this market for over like almost 3 years. We started from 2022 September. Um, we have our focus is really product driven, and we have over like 200 people in our technical team, and we develop our own trading system, this auto matching system. Our differentiation with other centralized exchange, I think, is that we focused on our future trading. Like our system, like our technical team members, like the main members are from the top three exchanges. So we really want to create another exchange have a top tier trading experience. So that's why we are not really loud in the markets. We are not doing so much marketing, but the ones who have already trading on us, they will feel, oh, okay, this is an exchange very interesting. Like I have never heard about them, but the system itself is like much, much better. Like this is something that I could say like, we are doing the right thing and we should keep on doing, like we should devote ourselves on this product thing better. So if you are future trading traders, for example, if you are trading futures leverage trading, and please come to me, I can like give you some trading bonus. You can test on our system so that you can immediately see, okay, this is the exchange that you can also trade with, because apparently right now there are so many good centralized exchange you can choose. It's always wise to put like your strategy as you separate your risk into different ones, right? We do have our proof of reserve, and we think it's really important. So yeah, I think our centralized, we had like if we're saying like we just very low key on those marketing side. We just want to create like very product focused. Yeah.
And thank you for that introduction. I honestly think, at least in Canada, there's not a lot of futures tradings. It's not for everyone, future trading, but for those that participate in it, I do think our options are very limited, and that trading volume top 10,
Mm.
3 years. I got times I'm sure you feel like that's a long time, but it really isn't, considering
Mm.
you've made it to the top 10 in trading volume. So I do congratulate you on that. That's quite impressive.
Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, I do agree with you. Like, not everyone is gonna try future trading really easy. I think maybe among all the traders, only maybe 20% or 30% are the frequent future trading traders. So that's why we also have spot trading. We also have copy trading, like most of the exchanges do. And yeah, so I think it's really correct that most of users will trade the more on spots. uh, yeah, you're right.
So you mentioned something about the proof of reserve. Of course, we have all known what has
Mm.
happened in the past with centralized exchanges. We had Celsius, Voyager, FTX within like 4 months of each other all go bankrupt because they did not have, you know, they had what I guess fake Bitcoin, you could call it. And I know
Yeah.
CZ talked with Binance, talked about a Merkle tree, but I never really. Uh, he kept talking about it, but I never really saw him come up to the plate about that. I see you have that. Can
Mm.
you talk more about that?
Right. I think as a normal exchanges, if they are like they are just grow in the right way, I think it's not hard for them to have these proof of reserves. Like, like it's something that's a standard. Like if you have this, that means at least you are clean, right? You have sufficient assets on your platform, or even more than the users assets on your platform, right? So this is something that we also have, and we have this monthly renewed reports. You can check every monthly on our platform. We have this proof of reserve page, so you can see the updated data. So right now, the last month we have 177.39%. So that we ensure that 100% user assets are protected, will protect on our platform, are there, so they can also like they can input their serial number, and they can see, okay, their asset is there and they're there on our platform. So it's a secured, it's a must, I think. So we have this. Yeah, I think so if you are choosing exchange, basically this is something that you need to check on first. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really important. Like the ones I mentioned earlier, the FTXs, the Celsius, those are the most famous ones. But I don't know if you knew this. A few years prior to all this, we had our own little incident in Canada called with Quadriga. And at first, it
Oh,
seems like it didn't seem like it was fraud. It seemed like negligence, where the founder had died and he had complete control over
yeah.
everything. But now,
In Nepal or India, right?
yes.
I remember that case.
And I think
Yeah.
it was a couple years ago. It turned out that no, they just didn't have any. They had like very little of the crypto that they said they did. Um,
Mm.
so it's always important, yeah. And a lot of people like to see Canada as safe and following the rules. I'm sure that the Canadian exchanges are not dangerous, but even in their um, sort of fine print, they say that if we go bankrupt, you're going to become a creditor, and you may lose your coins that are held onto the exchanges. So I really think that proof of exchange is really important, and I really tip your hat to that.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think Canada market is also very interested to us. We do want to explore that market right now. Like I think now, Samir, we have Samir. We were colleagues when I was in BGETS. We were in BGETS, so right now we can start thinking about growing Canada markets as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're happy to explore this together. If there's anything we can do, we're happy to lend our, so to say.
But so you mentioned Canada, and
Nice.
you're looking into that. It's like, what is something, you don't have to stick it to Canada, but if you want to say, like, what's like characteristics for a market that you look for when trying to decide whether you want to go into that market?
I would say like they have like really mature traders. Like I think because for trading in general, the users they need to have basic knowledge about how to trade. Because otherwise, like from the traditional markets as well, like in the stock markets or the financial system, you usually need to have these agreements that you are aware all the risks, you know, you have known the basic knowledge on how to trade. So actually, it's the same as crypto. Like if you are trading, especially future trading on crypto 24/7 in the volatile markets, you really need to know how to trade. So when we were choosing which markets to go on, I think first we will see okay whether they have really mature traders already know what they are doing. So that's how like you know like our system will be for them. You know like we have all the function equipped and they can just use them really well and try to get profit from trading on our exchange.
And
So I think this is the most important
no,
thing.
I agree. It definitely it's hard to onboard
Mm.
people with crypto. So I understand that's a lot of work on its own. Just curious, what's your opinion on Canadian? Are we
Mhm.
sophisticated traders or?
Wow, I feel like Canadian markets is really for the whale traders. You know, like there are so many hidden whale traders. You know, they don't really know where they are. Like you know where they are, but they are not showing anywhere. They are not showing themselves. I think maybe one side is because of the custody like the like they just don't want to be too obvious. Okay, they are the traders. They have the money. You know, they are trading, gets profits. So I think Canadian traders are really mysterious. Maybe because of the weather. I don't know, but they are good traders. They have really mature
I
traders.
like that adjective for Canadian traders, mysterious. What do you think, Samir? Are we
Right.
mysterious traders?
I'm just laughing here because I love it too. Canadian traders are very mysterious, and yeah, based on experience, I would say they're not even in Toronto, to be honest. They're somewhere like in Alberta, in the middle of nowhere. They're sitting there, based on like
No
Snow
mountain.
Mountain. Yeah, yeah, that's how it feels.
Mm.
But so, like you said, you're already top 10 in trading volume. You're been around for just a few short years, basically a baby compared to some of the other exchanges. So, what are some of the challenges that you've experienced while growing, especially at this rate?
I think right now the market is becomes like two parts. One is really tier one exchanges like Binance, Bigex. I will not make name all of them. It's just and also the exchanges that's they are not replying very restrict like regulation parts. Like they probably apply non KYC, flexible KYC. And there are so many, you know, like because everybody wants to have their own platform, want to create exchange themselves and try to do marketing. So I think it's really hard because those the competition between the exchanges, you know, like including the trading fees comparison and the functions, you know, like it's really penetrated. However, I do feel like if you have good products, I mean like you know what you're doing, you aim for long term, right? Then you know what you should do or you shouldn't do. So in that case, there are really mature traders like they probably would like to see, okay, those tier one exchanges too regulated, they need strict KYC, they have lots of restrictions. Then they need to choose another one which like does not need those very restrict like let's say KYC, right? So, but they also want to trade on one exchange that have like less, or like really good functionalities on trading and also good liquidity, like so they would gonna need this. So they will figure it out. So I think there are many challenges. However, if the traders, they like the mature traders, which we need, they know what they're doing, they will figure it out. So we are very confident about that. Yeah, I think this is our challenges.
And like, I mean, Samir, you've talked about, like, you've worked on the side with BitGets. Like, do you have any knowledge on this yourself? I'm just curious to what you thought.
As far as competition goes, I tend to agree. There's like a product side of it, right? And you would be surprised how many exchanges are really clunky, and they are not. We're talking centralized here, and honestly, like that's my whole issue with crypto as well. Like, just like the product is like UI is a lot of majority of times it's overlooked. And so there are exchanges that have like a very nice and simple UI. It's fast. It's very well optimized, and I feel like those exchanges they're usually winning the game, because if you see the reviews from experienced traders, the first thing they say is like, yeah, like it's actually a good product. They call it a product because it's something that they use. There's different tools, there's different ways to earn within those exchanges, all the pools and all of that. So I think like focusing on actually optimal product is the best way to go with exchanges, and everything else comes secondary. As a marketing guy, of course, I want to say marketing, but first of all, it should be product. The product should be flawless, and I believe that similar to BitGet, CoinCatch has a very well optimized UI.
But me personally, from a
And also we just have.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Matthew. So just to, like also this exchange has whether they have collaborated with some authorized partners. Like for example, we recently just got collaborated with Coinbrew, and they have written a very thorough review about us. I think it's very important because, for example, Coinbrew is not like they are like they are influencers. They have YouTube, like they are really famous in the crypto space, but they are not famous. They are famous for their content. They are famous for the being neutral. So I think we also like in this crypto space we need that type of influencers, like who will offer authorized, well researched like articles. So I also have posted on my Twitter the first one, I think. So if anyone would be interested, they can check on that very thoroughly. Like it's really neutral. We are not paying them to write those things, but they only write the review for the ones who they think has the potential to grow, and they feel it's not something that's they don't care to write about. So if you're really interested, you can check it out, and maybe you can know more about CoinCatch in a more formal way, let's say.
I think it's just to interrupt. It's very well timed to mention that we are also not getting paid for the space. Everything is just being solely neutral grounds, right? No one's getting rewarded.
Yeah.
That is
Yep.
true. We are also not getting paid. This is sort of like we're learning more about CoinCatch, and is teaching us a lot. And this is all unpaid, no paid promo. But there's one thing just to talk about the Coin Bureau. I will say they are. I don't really like a lot of influencers because all they do is I feel like they're just pumping and dumping for their own personal gain. But I do agree with you. That's a very neutral one. So for those who they pay attention to the influencer space, yeah, it's good to really find those neutral ones who care about the truth, whether it's good or bad. And they're not just there to like pump their own pockets. I mean, it's a business, so they want to make money. But you don't want to go to buy token XYZ because it's a fraction of a cent and it'll be worth $200 tomorrow, type of people, because there's too many of those.
Yeah, I deeply agree. Yeah.
And one thing I want to just say as a Canadian, the one thing that I found that, like, I agree with you, Samir, like the interface is really important. But I also feel like the Canadian exchanges, they really lack liquidity in the sense that they've sort of hogged, or they have it, but they've hogged it into like there's a difference between instant buy and then there's like the traditional buy orders that the more experienced traders have. And a lot of these exchanges, they really in Canada force you to do the instant buy. Whereas I'm going to make up the numbers for math's sake. Let's just say Bitcoin is $100,000, and they will obviously they take a spread, and no one blames them for that. But if you try to buy it at $100,000 on their like buy sell orders, it's very hard to get filled. Whereas they'll be like, or you could buy it for $102,000 on our instant buy right away. And I just feel like liquidity should also be an important factor, especially in Canada. This That's just my 2 cents. Yeah, so on to the next one. You have quite a few coins. Is there any like set? Do you have like a checklist for what coins need to do to be listed on your exchange?
Oh, so yeah, I think for listing side, we often like always get the request on okay whether you can list our coin. The thing is like yeah, we are not focused on spot trading, like especially altcoin trading, because uh for us we want to start with something that we are good at, like future trading. And for spots like this coin listing, we will have a really strict process of whether they can be listed or not. And because whether they have their own market makers, whether they have a solid community, whether they have really a live like online transactions, on-chain transactions, whether like so there are many conditions. I think the listing team they gonna do a lot of research before okay whether we can have a talk and whether how much we gonna charge for the deposit, which is to secure the users like trading. Like there are so many incidents could happen, and there are so many projects and with different backgrounds. So we first of all we are not really aiming on doing that, but we are not of course we're gonna list the ones who have really quality projects and with really good team and solid user base. So in that case, we probably will not even charge any and just to list them. So if anyone have some really good recommendations, we would like to still get them and to assist them in within our team to have the procedure, and then we will see how to, we will have some questions and we will need the project team to give us feedback. So after we ensured everything, then yes, we would probably can. So this could be a really long procedure, but we are not refusing the good quality project for sure.
So is it safe to assume that most of the coins that you have on there are just like the ones that you've vetted and just picked on your own, or has any of them that they've come to approach you?
I think we probably have all the popular coins, altcoins on our platform. So like I think we have 200 plus right now on spot and future trading pairs. And I think that's his normal number to like the popular coins number actually. So but we do yeah, most of them we just already being very popular in the markets. The new ones like not being listed yet on the markets probably will need a like very strict procedure to see whether they are qualified or not. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. And
Uh,
I think, I'm
mm,
not into the whole meme coin stuff myself. So like I've noticed
mm.
like a meme coin that's like 2 days old and they're like now listed on Binance. And I'm like, really? Uh, so that's just sometimes I feel like even the biggest players, they don't go through this. So it's interesting that you go through that yourself, and you're not uh, quick to jump on the latest like meme trends, which I think is the right way to go.
Right. I mean, like if we have like meme coins, like we announce it, like people will say, "Oh, okay, wow, this is cool." Like maybe they have not ever heard about CoinCatch. They will come to trade. It's really attractive deal for exchange, right? But the risks are there as well. Like, what if the meme coin like didn't give any will not give any good behavior, and then the users gets like they didn't get any profit from trading it, then that's gonna be a bigger risk for a exchange. They have to bear the reputation loss as well. So I think it's really it's a really tricky, like whether we should use the meme coin trends to get more users, yes, to accept the potential risk from listing the ones that's maybe unqualified. So we chose being more conservative because, yeah, we just want to focus on what we are good at. And for the other side, I think we can grow like we are not rushing. Like we just want to slowly, but also like to let the product say, let the users give us feedback on the trading experience on CoinCatch.
I'm so, I know like we've discussed questions in the past, but if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind following up on what you just said. Like, your feedback is important, and I respect that. How does one, how do you collect that feedback, if you don't mind me asking?
So I think it's a really good question. So on the one hand, we almost like every 2 weeks we have email to our existing users and say, okay, whether you have some feedback for us. If you have, then we can give you some bonus on the really good ones. And we also have like affiliates. Those like traders, they know the best. They will just give our BDM team, like, okay, I think this is the part that you should change, or like this is the part that you can improve. Then we were really quick. We have a really, like our operation team is really well organized. Like, once they gets the feedback, they will go to technical team, and maybe within 2 or 3 hours they will give the feedback. So I think it's very important, and it will bring the trust, right? It's gonna build trust really easy in this way. And also we have our customer support, like the common users, if they are not affiliates, they are not from KOL's community, they are just common users, they can still reach out to our 24/7 support team. They also, you can also chat them online or our Telegram group. We have Instagram also have someone to reply as well. So you will get the reply. You will find us anywhere, very easy, and just give us a feedback. We will collect them, and we will give you feedback really, really quick. As long as like the time zone differences, maybe just 8 or 9 hours. So me personally, I'm always here as well. So any users, they can just message me, and I will just give you the look. So these are the common ways that we are collecting the feedback.
That's really cool, and I really admire like the making yourself available. It's nothing. There's nothing worse than like withdrawing some crypto onto your wallet, and I don't know, maybe they just take 2 days to do it. Yes, 2 days, and you just can't get a hold of someone being like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, that's the moments that the users start to be scared a little. So we feel that, we understand that really well. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know. This is kind of unrelated, but I've done a ton of just transactions on blockchains, and I'm still one of those like that will check manually the addresses. Like I obviously I copy and paste, but I literally read every character. I'm like, is that the one? Is that the one? Um, and so yeah, when I see like a very long withdrawal time, I can't get a hold of
You'll be
someone. Oh
anxious.
yeah, I'm just staring at my wallet for like ever until it shows up there.
Right. I think sometimes it's because it's really crowded on chain, and yeah, like we got a lot of sometimes like when the chain is really crowded and people cannot really get their money deposit on like within their psychologically comfortable time, they will come to our customer support like, I couldn't get my deposit, and then we will always check for them. You know, they give us transaction ID. We will check for them. Okay, this is because of what? Like because of on-chain is crowded. Just wait a few minutes more, and if it's not, then come to us again. We will check for you again. And also there are some specific coins, for example, XRP, and you need a actual code to do that, and some users just forgot to input that, so they couldn't get the coin deposited. They will also help them to get it back.
Wait, you can
So
you can
sometimes
recover
these
that.
things happens. It's not we are recover that. Like usually like exchanges don't do this, like because they have too many things to do. But like if it is because of specific reason, like for example, this XRP is very specific because you need an extra code for it. So this is something that we can help. But if like some like if you deposit via different chains, so sometimes it's difficult. But as far as I know, our technical person was always being really helpful, so he would be able to help it out if we can.
Because I've always I know what you're talking about. I forget the code they call it. It's usually like 6 or 7 digits long for like XRP and what's the other one? XLM. And I've always been like so that's just gone if I don't include that or something. So I won't hold you to that. I won't say go out and tell you, oh, she said that she can recover it, but I do find it impressive that they have a chance.
Yeah, now you do not want to input the code. Now you just do not want to and want to try
But
if we can help you
no,
to.
I'm not going to test you on
But
that.
that's 0 cents.
I
Okay.
won't test you on that. I'm still very paranoid.
Right.
Everyone put in all the information that is required of the address or the wallet software. Do not test her and try to see if she can recover your money for that. I do not recommend that.
Yeah. I mean, like, just like that is your money, right? So, be responsible for that, please.
Of course.
And then you're gonna be on the game.
So,
Yeah.
are there any like community building initiatives that you have going on or that you want to start in the new year to try to get more people to use your exchange?
Oh yes, I think definitely Canada markets we like to give it a try, like because yeah, there are like it depends on a lot of factors, like who you meet, who you have a really good relations local, then you probably would like to give it a try. Or you like I think right now we are aiming global, like we are not just for some specific markets, because I think crypto basically they should be like that. But yeah, I think Canada markets and some of the like the popular market that we have right now, like Spanish, like CIs. So we are also building it. Yeah, but as far as I want to do this year is Canadian market for sure.
What does what would you classify as like a global community initiative and a local community initiative?
So this is the thing, when I was in Bigex, there were like different region, different departments, and then later on I know that most of exchanges they divide themselves into different regions. However, I think in the end it just uses like they just speak different languages. So I think it should have some border, let's say. Like I think it's a local community will form on time once like they are on the time, it's time for them, then there is a community. But before that, we just want to say, okay, global markets, we will use English as the main language. And then later on, like, okay, there are enough, for example, French speaking users, then there will be like a community there. We probably will have a French community on Telegram. We'll have like Instagram, so that they can socialize themselves. Like they would feel they have an entity of CoinCatch French community like that. So now before that, I think a global community is enough. Like people, like majority, they will just speak English, they can understand. And now we have ChatGPT, which you can just translate everything really quick, right? So I think the new trend is that we don't really gonna divide different markets. We just unite everyone into a together. So I think though crypto is not that unfamiliar to everyone anymore, there are more people start like know more about crypto. So there's really no need to separate the communities as long as they themselves want to.
I think I see a lot of global initiatives being created now, especially last time we had our guest speaker was doing this sort of decentralized city where they had people from all over the world. Even though it was in Honduras, it wasn't really an Honduras project, right? And I attended one in Buenos Aires as well, and like you had people from all over the world go to this. And so even though, I mean, sure, you'd probably have, there were more Argentinians than like from any other country attending this event, but I would say was still half were not from Argentina, half were from all over the world. So you could make the argument that that was not a local project, that was a global initiative as well. And I see that it's starting to grow where we're trying to blur these artificial lines that these maps have created.
Yes, I do agree with that point. Yeah, I think yeah, also like yeah, you mentioned about Argentina. Yeah, they also have a really strong crypto community and they are really enthusiastic on that. So
Yeah,
yeah, I do agree with your points.
that's an interesting concept. I'll just briefly mention it. They have a really problem with their local currency. Um, it's when I went there, I lived there in 2019, and it was something like 32 pesos per dollar, and now it's over 1,000. So that's 5 year gap. So if you had like $1 million in Argentinian pesos just sitting in the bank, it'd be worth like 20 grand right now. So that's why a lot of people are doing that. But yeah, I agree. Like we are a DAO here in Toronto, but I've all long said that I do want to see us as like, I would love a Canada DAO where Toronto DAO is a part of that. And maybe even we have a global DAO where, we're all just chapters of this global initiative. We're all working together towards this goal. We're starting small
Yeah,
for now.
you know what I think yeah, I think on the other hand, you mentioned it's really right. Like if you want to localize yourself, you probably really need to have know these organizations because they are local there. They know their users the best, right? So I think people like communities, people like identifications. Like oh, okay, I'm from Toronto. I'm from Canada, so I want to be with my people. So this is also very understandable. I think it's also very important to do localization things for sure. So yeah, I think it's still should be focused on the localization parts. Like we should still have the division on different regions. But eventually like people will see your brand and say like I mean like as an exchange, right? So but if we want to be localized, we probably will come to Toronto DAO, for example. We will gonna say, okay, let's do something. Let's hold the events. Let's support something together. Let's sponsor your events. So then that's how we can enter the markets. So I think yeah, I do feel to collaborate with very local organization like Toronto DAO is very necessary. Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. Oh, sorry, Samir, you were going to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna shout it's music to my ears, music to my ears. Whenever I hear collaboration, partnership, sponsorships, I'm like, yes, 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 yes.
It's actually really helpful to us to because we just want to get quickly to know the local people, and you are there, you're the to do the things. So yes, congratulations, you guys. You are doing the very valuable things.
Thanks. That means a lot. We're starting small, and we're a group of volunteers, but it is, I feel like we've come a long way. A lot more people have heard of us without us telling them about us. They're like, "Oh yeah, I've heard about you guys," and it's always cool that some random person that not associated with any of the crowds that I've dealt with are like, "Yeah, I know who you are." I don't know, Samir, do you get that sort of tingly feeling when they know maybe they don't recognize you, but the organization?
Yeah, I mean, it's great, but also it's well deserved because we were working hard on developing our brand here in Toronto locally, and we've been, trying our best to stay consistent. So it does make sense that people heard of us, and it is a small world here in Canada, in Toronto, in terms of like everything tech and blockchain, and we're doing our best to attend events, to represent our members, to represent us at like speaking events or events in general, community events, hackathons as well. We're trying to work on our own projects, so it makes sense, but obviously it feels nice, yeah, when you feel like what you've done actually affects kind of like the mainstream here locally, and people know about your brand.
Yeah, and I can't wait for more people to come up to us, be like, "Oh yeah, you're with Toronto DAO." That's all. So if you ever recognize me and you want to say hi, I recognize Toronto DAO, or you do, or for Samir or Kaz, he's part of our too. I see he's listening in. Feel free to be like, "Hey, I know you from Toronto DAO." That's really cool for me. So finally, you said you're opening to like, collaboration with like Toronto DAO, and others, but what are you looking for a collaboration, and what do these people need to do if they want to get in touch with you and propose such a thing?
So first of all, I think very importantly is that we recognize each other really well. Like I feel like I have done lots of partnerships previously, and I think the most important thing that's because we are doing partnerships, we want to respect mutual respect is very important, and also we understand each other's um needs, and we try the best to help each other. I think it's the most important thing. I don't really care whether they are new or they have some names. Like I have like Toronto DAO, like I have known Samir like 2 years ago, I think. I know he's really enthusiasm, and I know he's always doing something. He's very passionate, and I know that he's gonna do something. So even so, now I really support he's doing this Toronto DAO thing, and it really depends on like the person. Really, I would like to shout out for Toronto DAO first of all, and then later on, I feel like it's really important. Like I also have collaborated with some bigger organizations, but they just treat you like one of their partnerships, and though that feeling is like, oh, okay, they have more important people than you, and they probably will not, like to do the same. Uh, so even though they have bigger names, but it doesn't really make like the equal affections. So I feel like it really doesn't matter the size of the organization. It really matters is that the attitudes of the collaboration. This is first of all very important. So yes, we are open to all type of collaborations, affiliates program, um, and we just want more people to recognize CoinCatch as a really product-driven, uh, aiming for long-term growing exchange, and we are there for them. So yes, hope more people or partners gonna recognize us, and we can achieve as more collaborations as possible.
And could they just message you on Twitter, email? Like, I assume you don't want them to email your support email, but what would you say is the best way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, I think Twitter is really effective way, and you can just message me like I want a collaboration, like let's figure out what we can do, and then we can have meeting together online. And I also have email, So I think it's on my bio, and of course you can also just reach out to our team. But it's even support, they will see the email and refer to the people that's relevant. But yes, you can, if you want collaboration, just reach out to me on Twitter. I will reply you.
Thanks you for. I appreciate the you being so readily available. It's sort of new from my perspective that to just be like, yeah, message me, and so that's really cool. So I mean, if you're a passionate project and you think you can work well with CoinCatch, give Anna a shout, and let's see if you can work each other out and help each other out grow. But yeah, that's sort of all the questions I had. Is Samir, is there something that you think that needs to be addressed yourself?
No, I think this was a fantastic conversation between you two, and it was very cool for me to listen in and just learn something new. And I'm very excited for for CoinCatch, and I love to see the growth. And I would like to thank Anna, of course, and you, Matthew, for giving us this conversation. So thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. All thanks should go to Anna. Like, she did a fantastic job, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it when we have any guests come up on our show. I do want to add that if you want to be on our Twitter space, feel free to reach out to us, and we'd be happy to have you. As we mentioned, we don't get paid, so you don't have to worry about that if that's not in your budget. And we feel it's a great way to showcase your projects. Is there anything you'd like to add, Anna, before we sign off?
Okay, I will just very quick. So I really like this Twitter space and feel really chill, especially on this New Year day. And really thank you, Samir, for giving me this chance. And also really nice to chat with you, Matthew. I think later on we can have more opportunities to chat with each other. Very thank you for this chance, Toronto DAO. I think it's just a beginning. We'd like to explore more collaborations with you about Canada markets and how we can do for each other. And yes, this is a space full of opportunities, but also risks. So hope all the users can make their own judgments really well and to trust the ones that's like they are authorized. Doxed. Yeah, this is a new word I learned today, but I think we're pretty doxed. So yeah, can trust CoinCatch and try CoinCatch out. And if you have any collaborations you want, then just write me a message. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye.